You know, I just have to say about this one game. I don't do an intro. I'm not doing an intro because I'm not in the mood in an intro. But all I have to say is, what the fuck, Matt Nagy? That like I've been saying this for like the past couple weeks. Why does Matt Nagy calling these plays when they don't work? Sorry, I'm watching the Chargers and the Raiders game, but all I have to say is I can't blame this loss on Nick Foles. Nick Foles did show up in the fourth quarter, but the only reason I give Nick Foles credit because he does the best with what he has. Okay, our lineman was either out due to COVID or due to injury. All right, but let's just face it. Look, why do you think the Colts look good now? Because they're well coached. Why do you think the Titans look good now? Because they're well coached. Why do you think the Raiders? Because they're well coached. And it's just simple. Matt Nagy is just not the coach that should be running the offense for the Bears. Now, I have to say this. I've been saying this for the past months. Being a good leader, you have to know your strengths and weaknesses. And I can see it with Matt Nagy. He runs it up in the middle when the defense is in gut formation on fourth down. Like, that shit's not gonna work, dude. We have to go to the left or to the right. This shit is not working no matter what. Okay? I don't know how long you've been on the Chiefs, but we don't have the superstar type of players to to help. Okay, maybe if you can trade, I don't know if you can in the off season, but we're not. Look, man, the more we lose, folks, the more chances of us having to deal with Matt Nagy. Right? I'm saying this. Even if the Bears do somehow make the playoffs, folks, they are not going to the Super Bowl. They have the defense, but do they have the offense? No, they do not. No, they do not have the offense to get to the Super Bowl. I understand, folks. Defenses win championships. I get it. I'm a defensive mind genius when it comes to that. But you have to look at the facts. You have a job to do on offense, score. You have a job to do on defense, prevent your opponent from scoring. I think the Bears did very well defensively. Ryan Tannehill didn't have a good game. Neither did Derrick Henry. I think our defense played phenomenal against them. I think our offense needs to look in the mirror and say, we can do better. Well, let's start off with the negatives because I need to get into them. All right, obviously the play caller, I've already gotten into that a little bit. It's just he is probably not going to give up play calling because we're in the playoff hunt. But at the end of the day, he's probably going to get asked about it tomorrow. So if he gives it up, then you probably won't have to see it. But something has to change in this offense because I can tell you this play caller is not fixing whatever is going on. Like, even I could run the Bears offense better than Matt Nagy. If I was on fourth and long, I wouldn't run the gut because I know they're in gut formation. I either would fake a play or just run it to the left or to the right. But I'm looking at it from the facts. I have to create discipline in this offensive line. Like, bro, there were so many holding calls. Like, illegal hands to the face. The only good offensive lineman was Charles Leno. Like, bro, because lots of our linemen were either injured or out due to COVID. Maybe something could change this, but folks, we can make a 31 ranked defense look good. We did that today. We play Minnesota next Monday. It should be easy, but knowing this offense, we're in a heat world of trouble if we do not fix what's the problem. Now, the quarterback. I don't necessarily blame the quarterback. Yeah, he made a few bad throws, but at the end of the day, we have to look at what he has. The playmakers are good. Don't get me wrong. Ryan Nall had his first NFL touchdown. I think Ryan Nall is actually doing better than David Montgomery right now. Because I can tell you something. David Montgomery wouldn't be there if we kept Jordan Howard. All right. Montgomery's good, but he's not special like Jordan Howard was. We should have never traded away Jordan Howard. That's how bad Pace is. I think Pace is going to get fired right after the season. Because you want to know why, folks? He failed to build an offensive lineman to protect Mitchell Trubisky or Nick Foles. And our quarterbacks do better than the best we have to do. Our quarterbacks do the best with what we have. And trust me, folks, trust me. Would Aaron Rodgers survive a game if he was on the Bears? Would Patrick Mahomes survive a game if he was on the Bears? Would Deshaun Watson survive a game with the Bears? So let me get this straight. Deshaun Watson is currently on the team. They barely won against the Jacksonville Jaguars, who apparently had their backup, so that's pretty much not too impressive. Then you look at Patrick Mahomes, who has a good offensive line and good playmakers. Now, if you look at the Green Bay Packers, obviously they have a receiver problem. They have a good offensive line too. So Aaron Rodgers and Patrick Mahomes would not survive a game on the Bears, because you want to know what they're going to have to deal with. They're going to have to deal with an offensive line that creates penalties. They're going to have to deal with the play caller that doesn't know what he's doing most of the time. Aaron Rodgers deals with it too, because I think Matt LaFleur is a shitty play caller at sometimes, but we have to look at the facts. No quarterback is safe with this Chicago Bears offensive line. Now, as far as the situation goes, we have to look at Matt Nagy and we have to say, is it time to give up play calling? We've been asking about this for weeks. Ever since the Rams lost, we wanted him to give up play calling. I'm like, okay, just give him 2 more games, and then we're in a deep situation where we're going to have to ask him if we need to give up play calling. He's going to get asked. I 100% guarantee he gets asked about that tomorrow in the press conference. Because as far as I'm concerned, Ryan Pace is getting fired because he failed to build around his quarterback, to protect his quarterback. That's what he failed to do. It's facts, folks. Oh yeah, sorry, the Chargers made a play. All right. Anyways, what I was saying is, sorry, I was just paying attention to the game. This game was actually very closer than I thought. Um, we have to look at the facts, folks. We have to look at Matt Nagy and say, you ain't playing that good. Nothing personal, man. Look, every time Matt Nagy calls a dumb play, I just hope for the best. On that fake punt, he was leading the team in rushing yards. So That was actually pretty fun in my opinion. Oh dang. But anyway, I really do hope you Bears fans, I would say don't give up on the season, but I will say this once, I will say it again. Monday is gonna have to come down to, well, if we lose Monday, then you can say the season's over, but we can't say the season's over, okay? We're 5-4. We have the Vikings next week, then we go on our bye. Then we're gonna face the Packers in Lambeau Field. That should be quite of an interesting battle because the only thing that's holding the Packers back right now is their defense. Okay, their defense ain't bright, but oh, sorry, I'm just hearing that. Then we have the Lions. I've heard Matthew Stafford is out, so pretty much that'll be an easy game because we all know Chase Daniels sucks balls. Then we have the Texans, who, as I just mentioned, barely beat the Jaguars and the backup quarterback. I don't even know who the backup's name is. Then we have the Jaguars. That should be a win. Then we have the Vikings. Look, folks, I know the Vikings have been on a 2-game winning streak right now, but that's against the Packers, which was surprisingly, and it was against the Lions. So don't give up hope. We're still in this, okay? We need to come together and figure this shit out. Otherwise, I'm gonna say the same stuff like we did last season. We need to fire Ryan Pace because he failed this team. And Matt Nagy's probably gonna get fired too. Okay, we are going to have a new GM and possibly a new head coach this coming off season. All right. But anyway, that's it. That's all. Please go subscribe. As always, I approve this message.